my beloved child, there is someone dear to you, a soul inseparable from your memory and your heart, reaching out from beyond the veil of life and death. They have not vanished, nor have they disappeared. They have returned to the light, and from that place they are seeking every way to reconnect with you. They carry a secret that has never before been revealed to you. This is not a message of coincidence. This is divine intervention, a sacred moment of convergence between heaven and earth, between what is seen and what your eyes have not yet beheld. This is the moment when heaven opens and the truth long obscured by pain, by fear, by the noise of life and the weight of doubt, is being brought into the light. You may have sensed something stirring within your soul, a strange prompting, a nameless feeling each time you think of the loved one who has passed on, a longing that is more than emotion. It is a sacred connection. My child, there is something you must now know, a truth buried for far too long beneath layers of deception and manipulation. A portion of blessing that rightfully belongs to you, a divine gift appointed for you since the beginning, has been unlawfully taken. This is not merely a material injustice. It is a betrayal of what the Creator had prepared for you, a sacred inheritance. A flow of financial blessing was intercepted and blocked by dishonest hands, those blinded by greed, willing to act in the shadows to seize what was never theirs to take. You have lived for so long unaware that something precious was taken from you. You walked through the years with a pure heart, believing that what had not yet come was simply a matter of timing or effort. But now, as the light of truth begins to pierce the hidden places, you will begin to see more clearly the picture that was once just fragmented pieces, the financial dreams you once held, the opportunities that nearly came to pass but slipped away, the plans that stalled as if by fate. None of it was random. A hand had interfered, and a dark intent quietly altered the course of that blessing. And now it can no longer remain hidden. The Eternal One, in His perfect justice, never turns a blind eye to what is unrighteous. What was stolen from you, no matter the scheme, no matter the darkness, He has seen it, and He has remembered every detail, missing nothing. You are not forgotten, and the blessings that are rightfully yours have never been revoked. They have only been held until the appointed time, the moment when truth is revealed and justice is released. And my child, that moment is drawing near. You may wonder, why me? Why was I the one robbed of what was meant to be mine? The answer does not lie in your weakness, but in the strength that lies deep within you. It is because you were chosen to carry a high and noble calling, because the blessing upon your life is so great that the enemy sought to prevent it from reaching you. They did not want you to lay hold of that blessing, for they knew that once you possess all that you were destined to receive, you would shake the world around you with the light, the compassion, and the justice that you carry. But my child, know this: no force can forever hinder what belongs to heaven. No scheme can eternally imprison what has been sealed by the Creator. What has been stolen, He will restore. But He will not merely return it as it was. He will multiply it, many times over, to repay you for the silent seasons of lack, injustice, and loss you have endured. Restoration is coming. A shift is quietly unfolding in the spirit realm, and it is about to erupt into your reality like a downpour of blessings upon dry and barren ground. Doors that were once shut will suddenly swing open. Those who turned away will be compelled to turn back, to face the light of truth. Resources, opportunities, relationships, and financial provision that were hidden from your eyes will resurface. Undeniably, no longer a vague hope, but a tangible, visible reality, overflowing with fullness and divine justice. You do not need to seek revenge or strive to reclaim it by your own strength, for the compensation will not come from the hands of man, but from the mighty hand of the one who has watched it all. He will not let you suffer to reclaim what you rightfully deserve. He will act with justice and power, and those who once caused you loss will witness the outpouring of blessings upon you. Unstoppable. This is not just the return of money. This is the restoration of a part of your identity, the part you never realized had been stolen. For when a person is stripped of what rightfully belongs to them, they lose more than possessions. They lose the sense of being seen, worthy, and destined for good things. And now, the Creator wants you to know you are worthy, not because you are perfect, but because He has chosen you, sealed you with unconditional love, and appointed a prosperous destiny for your life. From this day forward, open your heart to receive. Let the faith within you rise stronger than every doubt. Believe that a new stream of provision is on its way to you, not because you chased it, but because it is being released to return to its rightful owner. Do not let the past make you skeptical. Do not let old wounds make you question the love of the one who has called you. For what is about to unfold will far exceed anything you have asked or imagined. You will not merely survive, you will live in abundance. You will not only receive, you will become a source of provision for many. From within you, those who were once broken, deceived, and robbed of their blessings will find hope. For in you they will see living proof that heaven does not forget. Divine justice is real, and what has been stolen can be restored with multiplied power. Beloved child, do not be surprised when truth begins to rise like a river breaking its banks, sweeping away all that was once buried beneath the mud of lies and injustice. For the very souls who dwell beyond the veil of this life have seen it all. The silent wounds, the swallowed tears, the times you were misunderstood, abandoned, and cast aside for things you never caused. They have witnessed it, clearer than any living eye. They know well the false accusations spoken over you, the twisted tales spun from envy and fear. They saw the pain in your eyes when you were hurt by those you once trusted. They saw the blessings meant for you, quietly taken by hands that were not clean. No act escapes heaven's gaze, and no injustice will be overlooked in the righteous plan of the Eternal One. That is why now, those beloved souls can no longer remain silent. Something is stirring powerfully in the spiritual realm, a great awakening, a rising of truth long suppressed. They must speak, not only to comfort you, but to open your eyes to a reality waiting to be unveiled. They cannot stand by and watch you continue living in confusion, doubting your own worth, fearing that you've been forgotten, that truth will never be revealed. No, beloved. Truth is drawing nearer than ever before, and it comes with the call of those who have stepped into the light. They come to whisper one thing to you: you are not wrong. You were never wrong. Your heart has always been sincere. The love you gave was always pure. The dreams you carried were always born of goodness. If anything has caused you pain, it is because you lived too truthfully in a world too full of pretense. And now, those cherished ones, souls who have seen every hidden corner, want to help you reclaim all that was lost: your faith, your honor, your peace, and the blessings heaven set apart for you from the beginning of time. They will not let you fight this battle alone. They are walking with you. Even if you cannot see them, you can feel them. In your dreams, in the sudden warmth that brushes your soul, in those moments when your heart sinks but then surges with unexplainable hope, that is when they touch you. They whisper to your spirit, sending gentle yet powerful signals. Don't give up. Don't stay silent. Now is the time to rise, not for vengeance, but to reclaim the light that has always been yours. They do not come to reopen wounds, but to bring healing through truth. Truth may sting, but it always sets free. And they know, for you to truly enter your season of blessing, you must release the chains forged by deception and fear. You were never born to be imprisoned in silence. You were created to be a voice of light in a broken world. And believe this, precious one, not a single word spoken against you will go unjudged by heaven. Not a single tear you've cried has been in vain. Every time you forgave, every time you chose love over bitterness, every time you kept walking though your heart was weary, those moments are etched into the sacred covenant between you and the one who called you before time began, and it is that very covenant that will swing wide the doors of restoration for you with a clarity and power no force can hinder. Those loved ones who have passed did not come to keep you bound in sorrow, but to lead you into new life, in the freedom of the soul. They don't want you to remember them with endless tears, but to live on for them too. With all the strength, faith, and light you carry, they long to see you shine as you were always meant to, and now they are preparing everything to help you reclaim what was taken. From your dignity, your love, to your divine inheritance. They will help you see who is real and who is false, who walks in the light and who hides behind shadows to cloak their motives. For when you stand in truth, you are granted discernment, and from that place you will no longer be misled by pretense or bound by hollow promises. You will be set free, not just from pain, but from the blindness itself. You may feel this as a spiritual jolt, like a quake shaking your soul, as if everything once hidden is suddenly brought to light, clear as day. Do not be afraid. It is a sign that you are drawing near to awakening. What was once taken shall be returned. Lies will be extinguished, and your name, the bearer of light, shall be fully restored. This is a sacred moment. This is the season of restoration and divine justice. And you are not walking into this season alone. A host of souls, those who love you from both this world and the next, are surrounding you like invisible arms, lifting and guiding you. They are the witnesses, the guardians of truth, the ones who are writing a new chapter with you, one where deceit no longer has a place, where only light, love, and glory remain. Step forward, my beloved, with your head held high, with a heart no longer burdened, with a soul open wide to receive all the wonders heaven is pouring out upon you, for you are worthy. And because now is the time for truth to rise, not by your lone voice, but by the echo from eternity, where loving souls stand beside you, protect you, and call forth justice for you with the power of light that never fades. My precious child, now open your heart and listen deeply, for what is coming to you is not merely a whisper from the unseen, but a true echo from the eternal realm, where light never fades, where lies have no place, where love remains whole and untouched, just as it was the day you were formed in my sacred will. The beloved souls, those whom you once loved and painfully bid farewell to in this life, have never stopped watching over you, not for a single moment. Though their bodies are gone, their love for you has not withered with time. On the contrary, in the sacred realm where truth is never distorted, they have witnessed the full picture of your life, more clearly than anyone living in this limited world could ever see. They saw your name erased from documents that should have upheld your honor and rightful place. They saw pages altered, decisions made behind your back, conversations in which you had no presence to defend yourself. Each detail was like a silent blade piercing your destiny, unknown to you. These things are no longer hidden in the spirit realm. They have been exposed before the eyes of the righteous, and your loved ones grieve on your behalf. They have seen the secrets kept from your innocent gaze and trusting heart. They know the truths never spoken, the stories you were never told, the documents buried, the promises betrayed. And most painfully, they witnessed those who should have been your refuge, your safe haven, become the very ones who dealt the deepest wound to your soul. Those you trusted, once called family, friend, companion, they chose to walk out of the light and stand with the shadows. Not through loud betrayals, but through poisonous silence and selfish choices. But my beloved, do not let your heart be filled with bitterness, for from the realm of heaven, where truth cannot be overturned, your loved ones have been waiting for this moment for a long time. They did not intervene sooner, not because they did not feel your pain, but because they knew some truths can only be revealed when your soul has matured enough to receive them. Not to collapse in shock, but to rise in awakening. And now, my child, you have reached that moment. The time has come for the veil to be lifted. This is no longer the hour of concealment. This is the season where truth rises, the season where all that has been suppressed shall be brought forth to face the light. That is why they send you this message, not as a punishment, but with a love that knows no bounds. They have not come to cause you more pain, but to place in your hands a key, the key that opens a new door, the door of restoration, of truth, and of a fully redeemed destiny. You may feel the weight as you begin to grasp the depth of what was once hidden from you. But, oh my child, do not let your heart grow heavy, for this does not come to cast you into despair, but to lift you out of the darkness you've unknowingly dwelt in for far too long. You've walked with part of the light obscured, and now you will see the full picture. This is the first step toward your true healing. From the heavenly realms, the souls who love you speak in one voice. You have not been forgotten. You have not been abandoned. You were never on the wrong path. You were merely caught in the snare of manipulation and deception, crafted all too skillfully. But now, you shall no longer live under the shadow of those lies. They have come not only to reveal the truth, but to reclaim with you what was once stolen. And my beloved, you will not fight this battle alone, for no one can stand against truth forever. No force can continue to cover what heaven has decreed must be unveiled. What once hid in darkness will have to face the light. Those who silently harmed you will stand before divine justice, not because you demanded it, but because heaven itself is demanding it on your behalf. Now every puzzle piece will be returned to its rightful place. The pages once altered will be turned back. The inheritance you thought was lost will be restored. Your honor will be vindicated. The truth will not only be revealed, it will echo, spread, and awaken even those who once doubted you. You have endured long enough, and now it is time for you to stand in truth as one who has been set free, no longer afraid, no longer second-guessing your worth. Lift your head high, not with pride, but with the strength born of restoration. For the unconditional love of heaven is wrapping around you, healing every fracture in your heart and filling the emptiness left by what was unjustly taken. Precious one, receive this moment as a turning point, a sacred shift pulling you out of the shadows of deception and into the light of clarity and strength. This is a time of purification, of transformation, and also a time of glorious beginnings. The good things you thought were lost forever are returning, not in old form, but in renewed, complete, and radiant glory. And in every step forward, you are never alone. The loving souls who cherish you are walking with you. The Creator is guiding you. Truth is the solid ground beneath your feet, and righteousness is the armor encircling you. So, my beloved, walk forward with steady faith. Know that what was hidden is being brought to light, what was taken is being restored, and who you truly are, with all your light, your dignity, your nobility, and your divine purpose, is now emerging, radiant like the sun rising after a long night. This is your hour. This is the new beginning, and heaven rejoices that you are finally hearing what you've long deserved to know. You have sensed something stirring, silent yet powerful, within your soul. A feeling without a name, yet it echoes like a bell in the stillness. These seemingly vague things, unexplainable dreams, fleeting thoughts that suddenly etch themselves deep, those times your heart trembles for no reason, they are signs. They are not coincidences, nor the products of your imagination. It is I, your Lord, breathing life into your spirit to awaken you from the long slumber of a deceptive reality. I have been there. In every sigh you've released, in every moment you felt that something in this world was not right, in every time you sensed you were living a life that wasn't truly yours. You thought it was sensitivity, anxiety, or an unnamed sorrow, but in truth, it is the call of eternity. It is my spirit moving, gently yet powerfully, within the depths of your soul. I am preparing you for an unveiling of truth, for a curtain to be drawn back so you may see the full picture. Not to frighten you, but to make you know. The time has come for you to rise. For you were not created to live under the subtle yoke of darkness, not to settle for lack, while the deceivers dwell in riches built on others' pain, not to carry burdens crafted from lies, burdens that were never meant to be yours. You may have once thought, perhaps this is my fate, something I must bear, but I say, no, that is not your destiny. That is a trap designed to make you forget who you are in me. You were born to walk in freedom, in light, in wisdom and strength. You are not a forgotten name in a vast world. You are chosen, a beloved child in my eternal design, and I did not create you merely to exist. I created you to live a life of meaning, of power, of purpose, and of fullness in me. Your dreams, even though strange and yet to be entered, carry messages. Those sudden impressions, though not fully understood, are echoes from heaven. I will not let you live without guidance. What you are feeling is the first wind of a new season. A door is about to open, and before you walk through it, I want you to know everything you've ever felt, that something was off, that what you're living isn't real, was true. It is your soul's reaction to the falsehood surrounding you. I have breathed discernment into you, so you would not be deceived like the others. I placed a stirring within you, not to torment you, but to awaken you to the truth, that you are called to something greater. Do you remember the times when everything felt meaningless? When you gave your all, and yet the results fell short? When you saw others succeed through deceit while you were crushed beneath the weight of justice? In those moments you were not abandoned. I was there, silent, but watching. I allowed it, not because I did not love you, but because I wanted you to see. Not all that appears well in the eyes of man is truly good. I want you to learn to see past the layers and recognize what is real. I want you to understand, truth is not always comfortable, but it will set you free. You were not destined for the illusion of convenience. You were called to walk in truth, even if it means being misunderstood, isolated, or letting go of what you once held dear. I know you are tired. I know you've asked me, why me? I've heard the whispers in the night. What did I do wrong? But listen closely, my beloved child. You did nothing wrong. It is because you are chosen that the darkness tried to make you fall. It is because your soul shines that the shadows sought to cover you. But now is the time I breathe life back into you, so you remember. You do not belong to these chains. I have ordained an inheritance for you. Not anxiety, but peace. Not illusion, but truth. Not slavery, but freedom. You don't need to keep pretending to be strong when you're breaking inside. You don't need to strain yourself against the current just to be seen or accepted. You don't need to keep living in a story written by someone else, when I am calling you to step into the true chapter of your life, written by my loving and sovereign hand. It is time to stop wearing a cloak that doesn't fit. It is time to stop enduring things that were never meant for you. It is time to look into the mirror and truly see yourself, not as the world sees, but as I see, a child called out of darkness and into light, a vessel carrying the potential of the kingdom, one who is no longer meant to merely survive, but to live an anointed and glorious life, one who will no longer be crushed under burdens. Let every noise from the outside fall silent. Let your heart be still so you can hear me, for my voice is calling not through sound, but through the stirring within your spirit. I am moving you out of your comfort zone. I am making a way in the wilderness and pouring streams in the dry places. You will no longer be called the burdened one, but the one who is set free. You are no longer defined by what others have done to you, but by my eternal choosing of you. This is the hour of awakening. This is the season of transformation. What you are sensing is a sign you are about to be lifted, and nothing can stop what I have begun. So, my beloved child, do not fear, do not look back. Let me lead you out of lack, out of oppression, out of the shadow of falsehood, and into the land I have long prepared for you, a place where truth reigns and where you will know you were not just meant to survive, but to live boldly, fully, and wondrously in me. My precious child, open your soul wide, for the words that are about to be spoken are not mere echoes lost in the wind, but truth, pouring forth from eternity, where deception cannot survive, and where light always finds its way through the deepest darkness. I am doing a mighty work for you. I am restoring all that was stolen from your hands, every blessing that was blocked, every dream that was delayed, every part of your destiny you thought was lost forever. But, my child, for this to manifest in your reality, you need one thing. You must listen. You can no longer live as if you were never warned, as if the movements within your spirit were random. This moment, right now, is when you must stop and listen with your whole soul. to recognize the signs I have sent and continue to send, not as ordinary events, but as the sound of bells ringing from the heavenly realm, awakening you in the chaos of this life. The uneasiness you feel, the moments your heart tightens for reasons you cannot name, the sudden encounter with a stranger's gaze that feels like an invisible message, all of these are signs. I am preparing a path of restoration for you, but you cannot walk it carelessly or unaware. You must awaken. You must keep your heart sensitive to the whispers of my spirit, for I am guiding you through every detail, every dream, every seemingly chance encounter. These instructions are not meant to frighten or confuse you, but to show you that you are on the right path, that the veil is slowly lifting, and what was hidden is beginning to be revealed. This message is not merely a word of comfort, it is a divine confirmation, a sacred seal upon every moment you sensed something was wrong but couldn't name it. From the depths of your soul you knew, you felt that something wasn't right. You carried quiet intuitions, thoughts that seemed baseless but kept you restless. And now I tell you, you were right. Those feelings were not vague illusions. They were my spirit whispering. They were the voice from eternity touching your soul, preparing you for a revelation that will overturn everything you once believed to be true. And my dear one, you are not alone in this battle. Picture a vision beyond comprehension. The loved one who went before you, the one who once walked beside you on this earth, is now standing with my angels, radiant, mighty, and full of authority. They not only remember you, they are fighting for you. They are lifting up intercessions in the courts of heaven, declaring that truth cannot be silenced forever, that your honor must be restored, that divine justice must prevail. They stand in the spiritual battlefield, in realms of light where angels draw swords, where every sincere prayer is etched into eternity, and where every lie spoken against you is being judged in the light of the righteous one. They have not forgotten you, and they are not standing still. They are declaring before the heavenly hosts, this one must be restored. The enemy cannot withhold their blessing any longer. Their name must shine again. Know this, the enemy, the one who has quietly built a web of deception around your life, has done everything in his power to keep this hidden. He schemed so you would never uncover the truth, so you would live in a distorted version of reality, doubting yourself and losing sight of who you truly are. He tried to paralyze the voice within you, to make you feel your inner sense wasn't trustworthy, that you were imagining things, but he has failed. He cannot stop the light when its time has come, and now the light is flooding in. The voice he tried to silence is my voice, rising within your soul, stronger than ever. That voice will resound. No one will silence it anymore. It will echo in dreams, in conversations, in seemingly random events, and the truth will no longer be hidden. The truth will come like a mighty wind, sweeping away the dust, like the first beam of light piercing a long night. Beloved, be ready. This is not the time to shrink back or doubt what is stirring within you. This is the time to rise, not in your own strength, but in the covering of heaven, in the support of the souls who love you, and in the power of me, the one who sees all, knows all, and is moving. What you are about to enter is not just a season of restoration, but a season of complete deliverance. The invisible chains that have kept you bound in silence, in doubt, in fearful confusion, they are breaking. You will come to know what belongs to you, what was stolen, and what must be reclaimed. And above all, you will reclaim your voice, the voice that once trembled, once silenced by criticism, by rejection, by shame, that was never yours to carry. Now, that voice shall be restored, firm, powerful, and filled with authority, to declare what I placed in your heart from the beginning. You are a bearer of truth, one chosen to shine, the one the enemy feared so deeply he tried to stop you from the start. Now is the time for you to step into the truth with courage. Follow every sign closely. Move when I prompt you. Listen when I whisper. And above all, believe this: you are not only being restored, you are being elevated to a position no one has clearly seen before. For you are not merely the wounded, you are the redeemed, the restored, the one sent as a messenger of light, bearing a story that proves nothing can extinguish a soul awakened by the Eternal One. My beloved child, now is the moment for you to know a deeper truth, a truth that has long been hidden, not by accident, but by deliberate choices made by those closest to you. There are people still present in your life who may walk by as if nothing ever happened, who still offer friendly glances, still smile and treat you as though all is well. But deep within, they know. They know exactly. They know what took place. They know who did what. And most heartbreaking of all, they chose silence. There are those who held crucial pieces of your life, pieces that, had you known earlier, could have changed everything. They had the opportunity to speak the truth, to stand with the light, to help you reclaim what was rightfully yours. But they didn't. Out of fear for their own benefit, bound by complicity, or simply because their hearts lacked the courage to face the light. And so they remained silent, a silence as destructive as a blatant lie. There were those who used their hands to squander what was never theirs, what was meant to be your reward, your inheritance, your joy and opportunity. They lived in abundance on what rightfully belonged to you. They enjoyed it, they flaunted it. They built their lives upon invisible theft, while you, the one most deserving, had to struggle, to sacrifice, to live in doubt and limitation. They believed you would never find out. They were convinced the truth would never rise to the surface. They convinced themselves that if they kept quiet long enough, if they ignored cleverly enough, righteousness would remain buried forever. But they forgot one thing. Nothing can remain hidden in darkness once heaven has commanded the light to rise. And now, I am bringing everything into the open. Each layer of deceit is being stripped away. Every seemingly loyal face is revealing its true nature. Every wrongdoing is being brought into the light, not for revenge, but so that justice may be done, truth restored, and your soul set free. No pretense can withstand the light I shine. No excuse can cover the truth when it is proclaimed. Prepare your spirit, open your mind, and summon courage for what is about to come. For in the days ahead, extraordinary movements will unfold. You may encounter strange messages, repeating numbers, unexpected calls, memories suddenly returning, or chance meetings that strike at the heart of your long-held questions. Do not dismiss them. Do not take them lightly. For they are not coincidences. They are messages from the sacred realm, fragments of guidance being sent to lead you back to the right path, the path you were once knocked away from. At first, it may all seem confusing. Strange events may not make immediate sense. But if you remain still enough, perceptive enough, to see through spiritual eyes, you will clearly notice they are guiding you step by step toward the truth. One sign will lead to another. A casual phrase from a stranger may unlock a memory. An old photo may awaken what was forgotten. A dream that seems fragmented may be a message from the heavens. Everything is moving. Every detail is returning to its rightful place. Be ready for confessions. Be ready for truths to be spoken by those you never expected. Be ready to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you need freedom. Forgive, not to forget, but so you may move forward without carrying the burdens of the past. Do not fear what is about to be revealed. Do not fear when you come to see who is genuine and who is not. For in the pain of disillusionment, a part of you will be reborn. You will stand firm, not because of concealment, but because of truth. You will live, no longer limited by what was kept from you. You will love, no longer wounded by what was hidden. And from this very moment, you will enter a new chapter, a chapter of clarity, of strength, and of complete restoration. I am with you in every step. I will guide your way. I will give you the wisdom to discern. I will give you peace in the midst of the storm. And when you tremble, I will lift you up. When you doubt, I will remind you, you are mine. You belong to the light. You no longer live in deception. So, my beloved, walk forward with eyes wide open, with a courageous heart, and with an awakened spirit. What is about to happen is not meant to frighten you, but to bring you out of the shadows and into the land where truth, justice, and glory meet. And there you will see yourself, radiant, strong, no longer plundered, but as one who holds destiny fully restored in every aspect and anointed to carry a light that cannot be extinguished. My beloved, this is the most pivotal moment in your life's journey, a moment etched before you were born. A turning point has come, where the line between truth and lies, between light and darkness, is being bent by my almighty hand. This is not a random moment. This is a divine time, heaven's hour, that I have preserved for you, to open a new season, a release you have longed for deep within. But hear me clearly, my beloved. This moment demands action from you, swift, decisive action. Hesitation could cause you to miss the miraculous flow that is beginning to pour out. The enemy, the deceiver from the beginning, knows what is coming. He trembles at the thought of the truth he has long hidden being brought to light. He fears that you will see what rightfully belongs to you and rise to reclaim it by the power of the Spirit. So he is laying traps in haste. Voices that sound sweet but are poisoned. Counsel that seems wise but is hollow. People who will try to sow doubt, cloaked in the disguise of concern. They will tell you that you're imagining things, that you're digging up old matters needlessly, that you should let it all go, live peacefully, avoid probing too deeply. But I, who see all that is hidden, who is not bound by time, declare, do not be deceived, for it is in that false peace the enemy has held captive what is most precious to you. It is in those words, stop asking, that truths have been buried, cries for help silenced, and dreams frozen still. My child, this is not imagination. This is the sacred reality I am revealing to you, a reality far beyond fleeting emotions, beyond human understanding. This is my direct intervention in your life, not to alarm you, but to awaken you, to help you see everything clearly with eyes opened by heavenly light. And once your eyes have seen, your heart will not be able to return to how it was. Once your soul has touched the truth, you will no longer compromise with darkness, with sweet-sounding lies, or with the patchwork remnants of the past. Now, take a deep breath. Do not rush to suppress the emotions rising within you. Let my spirit whisper to you, not through noise, but through profound silence. through the sacred trembling within your heart, the very thing you have felt many times but could never explain. Remember the strange details that once made you uneasy. The moments you stepped into a room and felt the air suddenly grow heavy, the averted gazes when certain topics were mentioned, the half-warnings, the calculated evasions, the times you were told, "Don't be too curious. Some things are better left unknown." But your heart could not rest, because truth cannot be buried forever. Your soul, into which I breathed life, cannot be persuaded by empty answers. You sensed the distortion in the story. You felt the unease in the way things were arranged, and you were right. That was my spirit calling you to look again, not to bring pain, but to bring freedom, not to cast blame, but to bring healing, not for revenge, but to reclaim what was always meant to be yours, your voice, your clarity, your freedom, and the honor that others trampled upon. I am not calling you to live in the past, but I will not allow you to build a future on foundations of deception. What has not been confronted will continue to weaken your soul. What remains unspoken will continue to weigh you down. But when the truth is brought into the light, even through pain, you will begin to be healed, and nothing, no force can steal the restoration I have ordained for you. If you dare to step into the light, my child, be courageous. Believe that I am going before you, clearing the path, protecting you in every step. I am bringing the missing pieces through new people, unexpected conversations, seemingly random events, but each one is divinely orchestrated to lead you to the greater picture. Hold peace in your heart, but do not remain silent. Walk in wisdom, but do not bow your head. Listen, observe, and allow yourself to question, not because you distrust everyone, but because you trust me enough to seek the truth I long to reveal. As you begin to connect the seemingly meaningless fragments, you will see that everything had a purpose. The oddities you once overlooked will now become clues. Those who once avoided your eyes will now reveal their fear through their words. And in those small details, you will recognize I was always there, waiting for you to see, waiting for you to step into the truth I ordained for you from the beginning. This is a turning point, not just in your personal life, but in the destiny you carry. A new season is unfolding, and with it comes responsibility, calling, and glory. But to step into it, you will need courage to face what was never spoken. You will need faith to keep walking even when what you uncover wounds you. And you will need love, the love that comes from me, so that you do not grow bitter, but become deeper and stronger. My beloved child, prepare your heart, for when the light begins to shine upon what was once hidden, and when truth starts to speak after a long silence, waves of resistance will rise. Opposition will not come from distant places, but from familiar faces. From those who once smiled at you, from hands that once held yours. As you begin to speak what is right and step out of the cycle of silence, some will try to distort your words, twist the story, and assign false motives to discredit what you are uncovering. Do not be surprised, and do not be shaken. You may be accused of being too sensitive, of stirring up the past, of being unable to forgive. Those who do not want the truth revealed will try to use your heart against you. They will plant doubt, causing you to question whether you are doing the right thing, whether you are overreacting, whether it is all just a misunderstanding. They will say things like, "It's all in the past," or "Why can't you just leave it alone?" But listen closely to my voice within you. You are doing what is right. You are walking the path I have laid out for you. You are standing on the side of the light. It is because what you are uncovering carries power, truth, and the authority to bring freedom that it is being met with such strong resistance. Darkness has always feared the light, and those who deal in lies have always feared the truth. Those who have taken advantage of you, or benefited from your silence, will attempt to protect their position, not through justice, but through pressure and manipulation. But I say to you, do not let them silence you. Do not allow them to make you feel guilty for pursuing what is true. Do not let them convince you to return to the chains I am in the process of breaking. Stand firm, my child. Let your roots go deep into my promises. Remember that you are not alone in this battle. There is a greater strength upholding you. An anointing rests upon you, not from man but from my Spirit. Do not walk in your own strength, but in the power of the Eternal One. Lift your head, not because you have never fallen, but because you have been redeemed by me through my unconditional love and everlasting righteousness. You are allowed to reclaim what was stolen from you. You have the right to take back the voice that was silenced. You are permitted to stand for what is right, even if it means being misunderstood, judged, or abandoned. This is not rebellion. This is the journey of restoration. This is the process through which righteousness is being re-established. This is the bell that signals the beginning of a new era, one in which you are no longer imprisoned by fear, unspoken wounds, or lies disguised as virtue. Remember, it was I who called you. It was I who stirred that holy unrest within your spirit. It was I who awakened the things you thought had long been buried, so that you would no longer slumber in a distorted reality. And it is I who goes before you, making a way in the wilderness and straightening what has long been crooked. The heavens are moving, not for show, but to prepare a place of safety for you to step into. My angels are being sent, not only to protect you from harm, but to restore you, piece by piece, layer by layer, until you are made whole. So do not fear the waves of resistance, my child, for I am the fortress around you. Even if others turn away, I will not abandon you. Even if some do not believe, I will remain faithful to every promise I have spoken over you. Even if you walk through the valley of tears, I will transform it into a plain of peace. Even if the enemy roars, my sovereign silence will quiet every voice raised against you, and no matter how many try to deny it, the truth will not remain silent, for I myself will make it echo. My faithfulness is greater than any rejection you may face. My love is stronger than every criticism, and my presence will be the unquenchable flame that keeps your heart warm through the bitter cold. Keep going, even when you're weary. Stand firm, even when you feel small. Trust, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. For every step you take, if taken in truth, is upheld by me. And the day will come, not far from now, when every denial will be overturned by the very truth they tried to silence, when every whisper behind your back will be forced into silence by the blazing light of justice, when every effort to derail you will backfire, and they will have to admit you have walked under the guidance of the Almighty, and you, once silenced, once hidden, once rejected, will stand firm, not as a victim, but as a witness to the wondrous restoration of heaven. So remember this, and etch it deep into your heart. You do not need to apologize for pursuing the truth. You do not need to shrink back for seeing what others chose to ignore. You do not need to lower your head for rising when others chose silence. You were called out of the darkness not to live in hiding, but to shine. And I, the Lord Jehovah, the faithful one, the one who sees the end from the beginning, I am with you to the very end. You will not fall. You will not be defeated, for I am the one who fights for you. And when the final veil is lifted, When everything once hidden is now revealed in the brilliant light of truth, I urge you, my beloved child, hold tightly to your heart. For the moment of unveiling is also the moment when your deepest wounds may rise again. The things you once suspected but had no proof of. The events you sensed but no one confirmed. The hurts cloaked in promises or masked by counterfeit smiles, all will be verified. And in that moment, a surge of emotion may crash over you: anger, disappointment, pain, and perhaps bitterness. I understand. I feel every aching beat within your heart. I do not dismiss your pain. I do not ignore what you've endured. But, my child, hear me clearly. Truth is not revealed so that you may cling to bitterness, not so you may punish or retaliate in wrath, but so you may be free. I unveil truth, not to trap you in a cycle of resentment, but to break the chains and let your soul rise in relief and peace. Because if you're not careful, your wounded heart may become wrapped in the armor of hatred, and that does not bring justice. It only prolongs the pain. That is the enemy's most cunning trap, to make you believe that holding on to anger is holding on to power. But my child, true power does not come from punishing others. It comes from releasing them through forgiveness and standing firm in mercy. Remember the words my only begotten Son spoke as he hung upon the cross in humanity's darkest hour: "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Luke chapter 23, verse 34. Do you understand the greatness of that statement? In the midst of torment, mockery, and being nailed for no fault of his own, he did not curse, did not condemn, but forgave. Because he saw clearly, they acted in the blindness of their souls. And today, I invite you to step into that same posture, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because your soul deserves freedom. You may find it hard to accept. You may feel that forgiveness is overlooking, forgetting, or condoning sin. But no, my child. Forgiveness is not denying the truth. Forgiveness is not erasing the memory. Forgiveness is looking straight at what happened and choosing not to let it control you for one more moment. Forgiveness is placing that burden into my hands, the one who will deal with all things in perfect righteousness. Forgiveness is declaring that you no longer want to carry the fire of anger in your heart, because you know you were made to live in the light. You may say, "But Lord, they knew exactly what they were doing." And I say to you, perhaps they knew in part, but they did not see the depth of what they caused in you. They didn't understand that a single lie changed the entire course of your life. They didn't realize that their silence caused you to lose trust in yourself. They didn't see your tears in the darkness. But I saw. I know. I remember, and because of that, you do not need to be the judge. Let me be the one who judges. Let me be the one who repays, if necessary. As for you, keep your heart pure, so you may walk forward slightly, freely, and unburdened. The forgiveness I invite you into is not an act of weakness, but a mighty victory, a victory greater than resistance, a victory even greater than the revealing of truth, because it flows from the depths of divine life, the life that died to bring forth life. Forgiveness does not mean reconciling with everyone. Forgiveness does not demand that you continue a broken relationship. Forgiveness is so that your soul may no longer be chained to what is past. Forgiveness is so that you may step into the next chapter of your life without carrying the sharp fragments that continue to tear at your heart. My child, The glory is not in winning in the eyes of others, but in conquering yourself, conquering the temptations that seek to make you bitter, conquering the urge to repay with pain. It is in the moment you forgive that the heavens open wider. It is in the moment you choose to release that angels rejoice because you did not let darkness prevail within you. You have overcome, not by power, but by love, by the trust that I will restore all things in ways far beyond what you could imagine. And then you will look back and see, my grace was enough for you, that no one can destroy your destiny as long as I am the one leading you. That truth, even when it hurts, is the doorway to freedom, and forgiveness is the key that unlocks that door. You will step out of the ruins, not with a broken heart, but with hands anointed to reach others. You will no longer be defined by your past, but become a living testimony that I can turn pain into power. So, my beloved child, in the moment when light shines into every hidden corner of the darkness, when truth stands in its full form, choose love. Keep your heart tender. Let the tears fall if they must, but do not let them become a stream of hatred. Stand in the peace that only I can give. Choose forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you were meant to live free. And then you will see, when you let go, when you forgive, not only is your heart healed, but the world around you begins to change. I will pour blessings upon the very places that once lay in ruin. I will open doors no one can shut. I will use you as a vessel to reveal healing and restoration to souls who hunger for truth, because you chose the harder path, the path of forgiveness. I will do great things through you, and you will see, not a single tear you cried was wasted. Not a single step on your journey to seek truth was meaningless. And not one act of forgiveness that came from your heart will fail to bear fruit in my kingdom. Forgive, live, walk forward, because you have been chosen, not merely to survive, but to live gloriously, in truth, in love, and in the power of the One who called you out of darkness into the light of eternity. Beloved child, when you chose to forgive, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a decision born from the depths of your spirit, a new door began to open before you. It is no longer a door that leads to what was lost, nor a path that takes you back to where you were once wounded, but a sacred journey of deep restoration, where every fragment of your soul will be healed, every fracture in your heart will be mended, and every lie that once bound you will be broken by the power of truth. I am inviting you into a season of healing, not by ignoring the pain, but by facing it in my light. Do not run from your emotions. Do not suppress the wounds that remain unhealed. Dare to look directly at what hurts, and let me step into the midst of those shattered pieces, for in the very place where you are weakest, I will reveal my greatest strength. You must do the things that bring revival to your soul. Choose what nourishes life, what makes your heart beat again with love and hope. Seek out the places of peace where you can hear my voice more clearly than the noise of the world. Write down what you carry within, so that each word becomes a release. Walk, breathe, let creation wash away the lingering anxieties. Cry if you must, stay silent if it deepens your soul, and open your heart to those who carry true light, not false comfort. I want you to learn how to listen honestly to your own soul. Not every voice comes from me, but if you learn to be silent at the right time, and open your heart the right way, you will discern which is my voice, which is your own, and which comes from the manipulations of the world. Let my truth be the standard for every decision, every thought, and every dream. Do not let fleeting emotions guide your path. Do not let the past pull you backward. You are no longer defined by what others did to you, but by my unchanging love. Live according to the truth of my word, not merely by outward actions, but through inward transformation. Do not only learn my word with your mind, but let it touch your heart, engrave upon your soul, and become your breath and rhythm each day. My truth does not come to bind you, but to set you free. Not to condemn you, but to heal. Not to add burdens, but to lift off every invisible chain you've unknowingly carried for years. As you live in truth, you will begin to understand that healing is not an instant destination. It is a journey. There will be days when you feel like you've moved on, and then a single memory suddenly makes your heart ache. There will be nights when you think you've grown strong, yet a small word can still shake you. But my child, do not see this as failure. It is part of the healing process. Every tree with broken branches needs time to grow again. Every land once dry needs steady rain to be restored. And your heart, after all it has endured, needs to be watered daily with truth, kindness, and mercy. Learn to love yourself through my eyes. Stop blaming yourself for what you did not know. Stop condemning yourself for what you did in fear or darkness. You have survived what many could not. You have kept your heart, even when it felt shattered. And today I see you rising. Imperfect, but sincere. Tired, but still daring to continue. You don't have to rush. I'm not asking you to be okay right away. But I'm inviting you to take it one step at a time, steadily, honestly, and full of hope. Walk each day. Live in truth. Love with a genuine heart. And forgive as one who has been forgiven. Don't seek healing in what is counterfeit. Don't rely on the approval of others to know your worth. Don't chase false peace just to avoid pain. I want you to live authentically, even when that truth makes you tremble, for it will become the firmest foundation for you to stand on in every season. And when you begin to live like that, living in truth, living in healing, you will become a light to others. You won't have to say much. Your presence, the peace in your eyes, the steadiness of your steps, will give hope to the broken. You will not only be someone who was once wounded, but one who has overcome, now carrying the oil of healing for others. And that is my glory within you. I don't just want to heal you to make you feel better. I'm healing you to make you strong, to prepare you for greater things that lie ahead. What I've placed within you, the callings, the visions, the assignments, have not been canceled by what happened to you. They're simply waiting for you to be whole so you can walk in them in fullness. So don't lose heart. Don't be afraid if you still feel like you're not enough, for I am the one who completes everything you lack. My child, keep doing what brings life to your soul. Live simply, yet fully. Keep your heart tender, even when the world grows harder. Choose truth, even when it costs you comfort. Walk in the light, even when it means leaving behind what once felt familiar. For I am with you, today, tomorrow, and forever. And you will not only be healed, but you will be restored, commissioned and empowered to carry truth and life even into the darkest places. And when you begin to feel the winds of change brushing through your soul, when what was lost is returned, when what seemed beyond repair is made whole, then, my beloved, pause for a moment Bow your head and open your heart in deep gratitude. For the blessings you're receiving are not by chance, nor by human skill, but by the hand of my grace and eternal love. The one who saw you in the depths, lifted you from the ashes, and called you out of darkness to live in the light. Be grateful, not just with words, but by living each day with a heart soaked in thanksgiving. Every time you take a deep breath and realize you're alive, truly alive, not bound by fear, sin, or old wounds, let that moment remind you, that blessing came from me. Each day you wake up and feel peace in your heart, no longer weighed down by what once was, give thanks, for it is a sign that true healing is growing within you. Gratitude is the bridge between what has already been given and the abundance that is about to be released. When you give thanks for the little, you will be entrusted with much. When you do not despise the blessing, even if it's just a moment of peace in the midst of the storm, you are opening your heart to receive more showers of blessing from heaven. Learn to recognize my presence in the smallest details, in the laughter of a friend, in a deep sleep without nightmares, in a gentle reminder that comes just in time. They are all my loving provision for you. But my child, gratitude alone is not enough. Gratitude must become action, must become the rhythm of your life, must be expressed outwardly so it may spread. Do not keep goodness for yourself. I did not heal you so you could live for yourself alone. I restored you not to make you isolated, but to make you a sower, one who plants seeds of hope, love, forgiveness, and truth into the hearts of others who, like you once were, are in need of healing. Share. Open your heart. Dare to tell the journey you have walked, not to complain, but to testify to my transforming power. You do not yet realize this, but the very story you thought was too shameful to tell may become the guiding light for someone else still walking in the dark. The tears you thought no one saw may be the very stream that refreshes another parched soul. Tell them about the one who bound up your wounds. Speak to them of a path that does not promise escape from sorrow, but guarantees my faithful presence in every step. Do not hesitate to share through words, through action, through simple kindness. You may not stand in a public square to preach, but you can quietly place a hand on the shoulder of one who is falling and say, "I've been there, and I know a one who can lift you from the pit." You may not write books, but every message you send, every word you speak, every act of kindness you offer can become a seed of blessing, if done with love and truth. And when you share, do not fear losing, for a blessing kept to oneself is merely a drop of water, but when poured out, it becomes a stream. What you give in love will never be in vain. I will use it to heal, to comfort, to transform even the hardest of hearts. Live like a river, receiving from the source, flowing through your life and refreshing the world. You will see, gratitude softens your heart, brightens your eyes, and makes your steps lighter and steadier. And sharing prevents what you receive from decaying in secrecy. It allows it to grow into a new harvest. When you live with a grateful heart and a giving spirit, you reflect my image, the one who never withholds goodness, but rejoices when his children walk in wholeness and peace. And do not think you must be perfect before you share. It is your incompleteness that makes your story real. The fact that you are still walking, still learning, still needing me every day, that is what makes you the truest inspiration. The world does not need more empty speeches. It needs real people, people like you, who know pain, who stumble, but who also know how to rise, how to forgive, how to love again, and how to live in my light. Live as a living testimony of restoration. Let your life become a love song of gratitude rising to heaven. Let everything you do, from the smallest act to the greatest, be an offering of thanks. When you cook a meal, when you wipe away someone's tears, when you write a word of encouragement, when you choose silence over anger. Each of these can be acts of gratitude if done with a heart that treasures the blessings of being made whole again. And finally, my beloved child, remember this: gratitude is not merely an emotion, it is a way of life. It is the breath of a healthy soul. It is the flame that keeps your heart warm. It is the key that keeps you near to me, not only in the seasons of abundance, but even when trials return. For when you give thanks in all things, you place your trust not in circumstances, but in the Most High, the one who is with you in the midnight hour, and who will lead you into even greater light. Live with a heart of gratitude and continue to pour out, because true blessing is not found in holding back, but in giving away. And with every step you take, I will walk beside you, smiling, anointing you afresh, so you may continue to be a bearer of life to this world. And now, my beloved child, having walked through a long journey of healing, restoration, and thanksgiving, having learned to dwell in the light and to share from what I have given you, I now call you into a deeper, sacred responsibility, not only to live for yourself, but to prepare and build for those who will come after you. Teach your children, those I have entrusted into your care, to live in close communion with me. Sow within them the fire of truth, the reverence of my name, and a desire to walk with me daily, so that a new generation may be raised in the light, no longer swayed by the murky shadows of the world. Do not underestimate your role in guiding them, for what you plant today will become the foundation of their future. Your words, your choices, the spiritual atmosphere you create in your home, each is a seed. Whether you teach by word or simply by the life you live, your children will see it, will feel it, and will carry it through the journey of growing up. So do not merely teach them how to live right in the eyes of men, but teach them to live right in the eyes of men. But teach them to live right in the eyes of men. Tell them about me, not as a distant figure from books, but as the kind Father who once wiped away your tears, who lifted you when you fell, who whispered encouragement when the whole world fell silent. Speak of the small miracles I've done in everyday moments, of the prayers answered, the peace you received in the storm, the days you thought you wouldn't make it through, but became sacred marks of my faithfulness. These will soak into your children's hearts, not through rigid instruction, but through genuine love and living presence. Help your children recognize my voice amidst the countless voices of the world. Teach them to be still, to seek me in the quiet and in the whisper of the wind. Do not push them toward me through fear, but lead them into relationship founded on love, reverence, and trust. For this world will always try to fill young hearts with distorted standards, twisted values, and hollow ambitions. If you do not intentionally sow life, the enemy will not hesitate to sow destruction. Build a generation, not with loud declarations, but with steadfast commitment in the small things. When you pray with your children, when you teach them to listen to the Holy Spirit, when you show them how to lay hands in faith, when you teach them to forgive, to obey, to love the truth, you are laying the very first stones of an unshakable generation, a generation that will not bow to pressure, will not tremble at lies, will not chase after fleeting glitter, but will stand firm in my name. Do not let technology raise your children. Do not let social media define their worth. Do not let the praises or the criticisms of others become the compass that guides them. You are the one who holds the spiritual gate of your home. You are the watchman of the fortress, the one entrusted with the authority and responsibility to mark your children's lives with heaven's imprint. Teach them that success is not found in money, fame, or recognition, but in my presence dwelling within them. Let them know that true glory does not come from the spotlight, but from the light kindled in the secret place where I meet with them. And above all, teach them to love others, not with false tolerance, but with a tender heart shaped through walking with me. Teach them to honor all people, even the weak, the outcast, for every soul is precious in my sight. Teach them to weep with those who suffer, to rise for justice, to stay silent at the right time, and to speak out when truth must be heard. My child, a generation is not formed by chance. It is shaped through persistent intercession, through silent tears, through nights when you choose to pray instead of complain. That generation is forged when parents don't just talk about me, but live in me. When adults don't merely teach my words, but embody every promise. That is the generation I am seeking, and I am calling you to plant the seeds for it, beginning in your own home. Let your house become a sanctuary, not because it is perfect, but because my presence is placed at the center. Let your children see parents who know how to repent, how to forgive, how to honor one another, so they may learn humility not from sermons, but from the love they live with each day. Let your home be a place where faith is not ritual, but breath. And then, one day you will see, the children raised in my love and truth will grow into warriors, not bearing swords, but bearing light. They will walk into a world drowning in deceit, yet remain unmoved. They will carry within them an unshakable compass, one that always points back to me, no matter how the world may change. They will carry on what you began, building a generation that worships me in spirit and in truth. Beloved child, this is the most precious legacy you could ever leave. Not wealth, not fame, but a lineage rooted in covenant, carrying my word in their hearts, and knowing they were born not merely to survive, but to glorify my name on the earth. And in each of those generations you will live on, not in memory, but in every child who walks with me as you once did. So begin today, even if it's slow, small, or silent. Do not despise what you are sowing. Teach, live, love, and build, for a generation waits to be birthed through you. And I, the one who has walked with you through every season, will also walk with you in this journey until that generation rises, stands firm, and carries my light to the ends of the earth. Now, offer me your sincere prayer. You may say, Almighty God, I lift my eyes and ask you to open my heart to receive the truth now being revealed. I know something has been hidden, a blessing has been stolen. Grant me the wisdom to discern the signs from heaven and the courage to act when truth is uncovered. I no longer want to live in the shadows. I want to step into the light of restoration. You destined for me since the foundation of the world. Lord, I hear the whispers from eternity, and my soul trembles knowing that a loved one is trying to convey a weighty message to me. Grant me a sensitive heart that does not overlook even the smallest of signs. May your Spirit guide me through every step, that I may uncover what has been hidden and reclaim what rightfully belongs to me. Lord, you see every scheme, every unrighteous act that has taken place behind my back. Now, as heaven opens to expose the truth, I ask you to protect me, lead me, and give me spiritual firmness. Let everything stolen be returned and every deceiver be exposed. I stand in your light, no longer afraid. Lord, confirm this through dreams, through words, through the unexpected. Illuminate my path so I no longer live in lack, but step into the season of blessing that has long been appointed for me. Lord, I do not understand everything, but I believe you will not allow my blessings to be stolen forever. I ask for discernment to know who is sincere and who hides behind masks. Show me the clues, lead me to the truth, and pour upon me the courage to walk into the journey of reclaiming what I rightfully deserve. I trust you fully. Lord, my loved one has found rest in you, yet their heart is not at peace because something remains unfinished. They intercede, and now you are speaking. Grant me light. Open my eyes to see what has been concealed. Go before me, fight for me, and help me walk in divine justice. Lord, I thank you, God of truth, that you will not leave me abandoned in confusion. You are unveiling what has been hidden, and I know it is time to rise. Give me strength not to fear, not to be manipulated by lies, and to relentlessly pursue what was taken from my hands. Lord, I have felt weary. I thought I was imagining things, but now I know the impressions I carried were real. Confirm them through tangible signs, and make a way for me to uncover the buried secrets. Restore to me what is rightfully mine, and let truth be enthroned, no matter who stands against it. Lord, I now declare that I no longer live in lack. Everything that was stolen from my life, from financial blessings to divine opportunities, I believe you will return manifold. Teach me to discern the signs from heaven, so I will not miss the moment of revelation. Lord, be with me on this journey. I know there will be opposition. There will be those who seek to bury the truth. But I choose to stand firm, to heed your voice, and to receive all that is being revealed with humility. Let your righteousness shine through my life and bring glory to your name. Lord, open the doors of wisdom wide before me, that I may clearly see what was hidden and recover what was taken from my hands. I do not wish to live in doubt, but in the light and certainty that comes from your Spirit's leading. Lord, I kneel before you, for my heart is burdened with many questions. I do not understand why for so many years I have struggled, why things that seemed so close would suddenly vanish. But now, as you declare that the truth has been hidden, my spirit is awakened. Please help me not to fear when faced with the truth. Grant me the courage not to turn away when light begins to shine upon the dark corners I once dared not face. Lead me into your truth and divine justice. Lord, I pray that my spiritual eyes be opened, that I may not overlook what seems small but carries clues from heaven. Help me not to be distracted by voices of doubt, nor led astray by fear. I know there will be those who try to hinder me from discovering the truth, but I choose to obey your voice. I choose to walk with a tender heart, confident that you are making a way, restoring and reclaiming what rightfully belongs to me. Lord, if wicked hands once forged signatures in my place, or hid my name from documents meant to carry blessings into my life, today I surrender all of it into your hands. Take control of every circumstance, restore righteousness, and expose what has been concealed. I know I do not need to retaliate, for you are the one who avenges, the one who lets justice flow like a never-ending stream. Help me keep my heart pure amidst the storms to come. Lord, please deliver me from the web of deception I didn't even know I had been caught in. If there are those who smiled to my face but hid secrets behind my back, let your light shine through every word, every action, every seemingly minor detail. Let your Spirit cause me to remember, to notice, to discern the signs that are arriving. I no longer want to be lulled by compromise. I want truth. I want true freedom. Lord, I may have to face opposition, even from those closest to me, but grant me a heart that does not waver. When they twist the story, when they deny the truth, when they try to make me feel guilty for seeking what is right, remind me that it is you who sent me on this journey. Give me words from heaven, peace in my soul, and steadfastness to press on. Without collapsing, without losing heart, Lord, as the loved ones who now stand before your throne intercede fervently on my behalf, I join their cry, asking you to bring full restoration. They departed while the story was still unfinished, while justice had yet to be established. Grant me the grace to complete what they could not. Make me an instrument in your hand to seal the wounds in my bloodline and usher in a new season of divine prosperity according to the sacred inheritance that was ordained. Lord, I ask that you protect me from every snare the enemy may lay as I seek the truth. I know sweet words and familiar faces may come to distract me. Give me eyes to see through intent, ears to hear what is true, and a heart that can discern what is from you and what is from the shadows. I vow to walk with your Holy Spirit, not running ahead, not lagging behind, but moving in step with your divine rhythm. Lord, if there are those who have prospered from what belongs to me, living in abundance while I struggle, and believe that everything will remain buried forever, I now place them into your hands. I do not desire their destruction, but I pray that the truth be revealed, and that the portion which is rightfully mine be returned. Not out of greed, but because it is justice. Because it is written in the book of heaven, I do not live to become rich, but to fulfill the divine destiny you have placed upon my life. Lord, prepare my heart and mind to receive what may shake me. Strengthen me when my faith is tested, when those I once trusted are exposed. I choose to forgive, but I also choose to walk in truth. I will no longer hide. I will no longer ignore. This is the hour of fulfillment, and I step forward in faith, reaching out to take hold of the promise you have given. Lord, I now bow my head in gratitude, for you have heard my prayer. Every tear I shed was not in vain. Every whisper in the dark was not overlooked. You have listened. You have made a way. You have answered the cry of my soul. I know that what I sense is no coincidence. It is a clear sign that my prayer has ascended before the throne of grace, and the answer from heaven has been released. Lord, I bow in thanksgiving, for you have begun to restore what I thought was lost. I thank you for not allowing me to remain in the silence of injustice, but for bringing truth to light at the appointed time. I know blessings are being released, that righteousness is being established, and that I am stepping into a season of divine abundance. All of this because you have listened, because you have remembered, because you have moved. Your name is worthy of eternal glory. I offer this prayer and thanksgiving in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any life-giving messages from God. Together, we will grow in faith and live a life made whole in His love. Amen.